everybody, this is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity coming at you with a new bike or scooter. It has been loaned to me. Someone borrowed the X22 because they wanted to buy the X22 by Venom Motorsports and wanted to see what it was like, so they left me their scooter to ride. I've always wanted one of these. The aftermarket is pretty decent on them, and it's fast, and it seems very utilitarian, as well as looking cool. Now, cool is relative. There's a lot of people in Europe who think scooters are cool. Scooters are not as popular in the United States, but here we go with the bike that I have on loan. I want to do a first impressions. I've already rode it around a little bit, so I can kind of give you a little bit of feedback on this thing. Amongst the pine needles in my driveway, we have a 2016 Zuma 125. Isn't it great looking? I love the way it looks. There's a lot of mods on here, but I mean, it's pretty aggressive looking. Now, one of the first things that I noticed on here is how big this seat is. It's definitely made for multiple people, and then at the same time, if you look down here, there's foot pegs for a passenger to sit on here, if you want to put their legs that far up. He also installed a rear rack, which he said wasn't as big as he thought the rack would be, but it's there. I do like the taillight design. It doesn't have anything integrated in them, but there are turn signals down here that he put in so that you can you can still see it. I've ridden behind it in another bike and it looked pretty good. It does have the stock air box. You can see the CVT transmission. It has the ducktail still on. There's a dual suspension. If you come around to the side, you can see that it has a center stand, which by the way is very easy to use. It's very easy to push down, not like the Zuma 50 that I had where you look like an idiot trying to push your bike up. And it also comes with, I believe it comes with a side stand. I don't know, I didn't buy this, so I don't know if it came with it or not, but a thing to note, whenever this is down, it will not start. Another thing to note is if it's on the center stand, it will start. He also put the Coso front end right here under the battery box, which has the vents so that it can breathe. This is an air-cooled 125 fuel-injected scooter. So far, I haven't been able to really get it on a long road, but I've got it to about 55. Expect a speed test sometime this week. Another thing to note from sitting in the cockpit position is this giant dash thing. Here, let me turn it on. There you go. You cannot miss what speed you're going. It also has indicators for your signal. And the cool thing about that is, I don't know if you can hear that, but it is very loud to let you know that the signal's on. Has high beam, low beam, signals with a cancel, which I really wish my Ruckus had that. And then it has your horn. It is a kind of a BMX style front bar. There's really not much blocking in front of you for wind, but he does have the brush guards, which comes in handy in the winter. Goofy oval mirrors, which I would have changed, but some people like them. Then you have your starter kill and your start for your bike. Notice that there are 2 master cylinders, so this is dual disc. Couple of little things on here to note. There is a storage compartment right here, and then on the key, when you take the key out, there's a little lever that will lock the keyhole. See, can't get the keyhole, and then you have to use the key. This is kind of a dirt bike thing, I think. And you can put this in here and expose the keyhole again. For the 2016 model, which I love very much, they put the fuel in the front. No more opening the back seat to get to your gas. You can put gas in your bike without ever having to get up off your seat. You can put gas in here. Plus, what's great is this puts weight in the front, which was lacking before. Before, you'd have everything in the back. You'd have your motor. You would have your suspension, your rear tire, your cargo. Everything was back here, and it was just your forks and stuff up here. I do like the idea of having a little bit more weight in the front. Now, if you look, there is discs in the front. This is upgraded from the other years. 2016, before 2016, it had 120 millimeter front disc. Now that's 238 millimeter discs on the front, with your little mud guards. He added the Coso downforce, so kind of like a race car. Personally, I think it looks pretty slick. Then you have your front end, which, if you look, is projection bulb on one side, and then light on the other side. So I'm not sure which one's high beam and which one's not, but make note, it's not the same. There's a missing eyeball on this side. Then you have your yellow running light. He put a GoPro mount here. There's a little intake in here. I believe your horn's inside of there. Here's a better look at the front brush guards. Now, it doesn't have a windshield. It doesn't have anything that blocks the air from the front from you, but I do like that style. Another thing that I love very much is, hey, I went to the grocery store and I don't want to put it under my seat, which we'll look under the seat in a moment. You put your grocery bags here, connect it, and it won't fall off. Yes, that's so ingenious. I love it. If you take a look at the side, this is the intake side. Probably your stator and your and stuff is underneath there. He put the finned Coso intake right here. There's your oil dipstick down here. The other side of your suspension, and this massive, massive exhaust. It does an excellent job at quietening this bike, which to some people is a great thing. To me, nah. If you also look down here, you can see an O2 sensor. Yes, that's for the fuel injection. And there's a little tap down here. I believe that's for tuning, where you can put another sensor in there, but I don't know. If you look here, you can see the rear disc. It's a little dirty. I've been riding it a little bit in the rain. Now, if you look on the suspension, you can put a tool in here and then lift the suspension to move it up and down to give it different strengths, so you can lower it or make it softer or something if you wanted to. Now, to open the seat, you'll turn it this way and you'll hear a click. Go to the back, lift it up, and da-da-da-da! We fit a helmet. See, it has a little bump down here. Some tools. You could fit your helmet in here, depending on your helmet, because mine doesn't fit because I have a GoPro. Little towels. You could tell it's for a helmet because it has this bump on the top, which is very convenient if you ask me, if you could fit your helmet in here. To give you an idea of what we put in here, we went to my small engine velocity shop and we were replacing the compressor, a 2-piston compressor with, we were replacing the electric motor, and that giant electric motor we repaired fit underneath here, and we closed it up and drove it up to the shop. Anyways, so far, this has to be one of the more utilitarian vehicles I have ever ridden. I can carry stuff. I can get there easily. I have cargo in the front where I can carry things around. I can carry people with me. I could strap stuff to the back if I need. It gets fast enough. So far I've gotten to 55. It goes fast enough. It can stop. And I'm sorry, but to me, it looks pretty slick. So there you go, the 2016 Yamaha Zuma 125. The first year that they've made changes since they've made the 125 on this bike. If you're wondering, they don't make very many stretches and other parts for this yet, but I have seen 155cc big bore kits and so on all the way up. It's not my bike, so I can't do anything to that like that, but maybe someday I'll have something like this, because this seems like the ultimate grocery getter slash utilitarian slash commuter bike for people who don't have to drive on the freeway or work downtown or anything like that. But anyways, expect me to do a top speed test, expect me to do some moto vlogs on here, and get a couple more videos in about this in 2020 before I have to give it back and get the X22 back. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video.